Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at Holland Rack's Destination 4 bike rack carrier here in the back of our 2015 Minnie Winnie. Now guys, this can be a great little way of giving you a great little carrier to get a lot of your bikes to your destination. You are going to be able to fit 4 guys up on here at 35-pound capacity per bike, so you should have no trouble getting most of your standard and even into those mountain bike range of bikes. Now right out of the gate too, you are going to have nice little reflectors here in the end. I just like pointing those out because it's nice to know, to let people know exactly where we are. That way we can go ahead and get ourselves and our family safe to our destination and not have any accidents along the way. Especially being an all black rack, it can definitely be helpful to let people know where we are. Now, taking a closer look here at the cradles themselves, nothing too crazy going on here. You just have a simple little ratcheting strip here that's going to cinch down on our tires, on our front and our back, and you are going to have a nice little rubber pad there to prevent any kind of damage to your rims. Now, the cradles themselves have that little 18C standard groove in it and widen it out to about 3 inches. So keep in mind, probably not going to be great for your fat bike tires on this guy, as we're not going to have a very wide base. Now, taking a look, I will tell you, it does look a little busy, right? You got a lot of these straps, you got a lot of these masks kind of hanging out. However, I think when you guys see how your bikes are being held on here, you are going to become a bigger fan like I have. It's just nice that we have so many points of contact. That way we know that our bikes aren't going to be shifting, not going to be bouncing around, causing any kind of damage to themselves or our vehicle, of course, which is going to be great for us. Well, one other thing to keep in mind too, if you do have any carbon frame bikes, guys, this does have frame contact, so unfortunately not going to be great for carrying those carbon frame bikes, as it can end up warping and deteriorating those frames. Now, if you do have women's bikes, step-through bikes, or kiddos bikes, a lot of times, a lot of carriers have trouble with that irregularity in that horizontal frame. However, with this center mass here and its capability of rotating 360 degrees, it won't matter whether we have a vertical, diagonal, or horizontal posting here, and really won't matter on our height as long as it can fit right in there. Should have a great time of actually clamping on there and making sure that our bikes are nice and secured for ourselves. Now, one little thing I will say though, guys, we are sitting just a little bit close here on the back of the Minnie Winnie. If you take a look here at this handlebar, you'll see it is making just the slightest of contact there. So it is resting right there. Especially as you go on the road, I can see vibration really kind of starting to wear away at that. I think a little towel right there, a little microfiber, would do an excellent job of making sure that that handle doesn't actually do any permanent damage. However, too, a quick little trip, you can always set those longer handlebars just up front a little bit. Now, keep in mind, you do really want to keep your heavier bikes closer to your axle, and that usually coincides with your handlebars. But if that's something that you can kind of work around, if it's 2 pounds difference between your bikes, I'd put the shorter handlebar up front. Not going to have a problem with it. And also, I think a little towel is going to do wonders for us. It's not going to be causing anything crazy. It's not like it's jarring into it. It's just going to be rubbing. So if we can cut down on that rub, we should be okay. Well, let's go ahead and get our bike off. To do so, I just come right up to my strip, just press in on that lever. It's going to go ahead and release my strip holding my back wheel there. Go ahead and set that guy to the side, come around to the other side, repeat that process. That strip set out, and that does bring us to our last point of contact. I like just taking my hand around, guys, holding onto my bike, pushing it towards me. That allows me to get that lever out, and then I can go ahead and really get that strip out of the way for myself, as it kind of becomes a pain sometimes. And then I can just simply grab my bike, walk it off, and get ready to ride. Now, mounting it becomes almost just as easy, if not easier, than getting it off, in my opinion. All you got to do, set it over that center mass, get it in place, and start cinching everything down. Now, the only thing I'd say to watch out for, make sure your strips are out of the way, of course. Don't want them holding us back, getting in the way. So we'll go ahead and condense this down a little bit. Now, it's not going to be as important for us here today, other than when we go to fold this guy up later, but we do actually have a way of accessing the hatch if we were to put this on like an SUV or any other vehicle in the family. To do so, we just come right up to this knob here, and Lefty Loosey is going to go ahead and allow us to loosen up this lever bracket, get that out of the way, and then allow our mass to simply walk down like so. I like taking this extra strip and just throwing it through as well into that position. What becomes nice about this, guys, it'll actually hold this center mass from popping out, right? And especially as you go to fold that up later, it's really going to be helpful. So this can be great if you have it where you have a hatchback and you need to open up that cargo access. It allows it to swing open, so we're not limited to just our RV with this bike rack as well, which is amazing for us. Now, one little thing too, with any hitch mounted accessory, they're going to be adding some length to our vehicle. The Minnie Winnie, not as mini as we might like it. However, we are adding a little bit of length, so let's go ahead and see what we're working with from the back of our bumper to the very end here of our carrier is going to be putting us at 38 3/4 inches. And just to give us an idea, if we don't have that bumper at home, guys, without the bumper, it is going to be extending you at 44 inches there from the very rear of our vehicle. But we do have a way of shortening that down really fast for ourselves. To do so, we just come right up here to the middle. We're going to have a little retaining clip we need to remove. And then we can simply spin back our knob here, getting those threads out of the way, and then simply pulling it out, allowing that safety cable to let it dangle, walk up our entire mast. Now, we're not going to go up quite all the way. We're going to find that alignment and bring back our hand knob. Now, one thing I like about these knobs, guys, a lot of times plastic hand knobs become too small. They're a pain. This guy's nice and large. I don't think we're going to have any trouble at all. Get a good purchase on them, even if it's cold or wet or rainy. It's nice and large and in charge, and it'll be right there ready for us to use. So now you guys can see how quick that was to shorten this down. Maybe we got the bikes off and we just want to park this at the campsite. Now we're going to go ahead and really condense that length, and also just gives us a little bit more maneuverability. From our bumper today to the very end is going to be putting us right at 11.5 inches, while from the very back of our vehicle without a bumper, just in case anybody at home doesn't have one, it's going to be putting you at 17.5 inches there, guys. So definitely going to shave down on a lot of that length. I think we're going to have an okay time parking this at our campsite. Moving our way to the bottom here, though, you can see we do have a 2-inch shank here today, allowing us to utilize our 2-inch receiver. On the inside of that, too, you are seeing a threaded anti-rattle hitch bolt. Now, those guys are very standard across the industry, but you still love to see them, as they're going to take all that play out of our carrier. So as you guys can see, as I give this guy a big shake, it's actually shaking our entire Minnie Winnie there, making sure that we're all in line with one system. That's going to make for a nicer, smoother ride for ourselves as we drive our bike rack, but especially our bikes. And on the other side of that too, guys, you are seeing a locking core there to go ahead and make sure that our carrier stays attached to our vehicle when we leave it unattended. Well, guys, the destination can be a great little pickup. If you're looking a way of getting you and your family to wherever we want to go, I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find a 4 bike rack carrier at the price it's at, but still getting a lot of great good contact. One thing I really like about it, your bikes aren't going to be banging into each other all the time. They're going to have 3 points of contact, so they're going to be nice and secured for ourselves. Well, guys, I think that about does it for our look at the Hollowracks Destination 4 bike rack carrier here on the back of our 2015 Minnie Winnie. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.
Now we're going to go ahead and take it on our test course. First we'll start with the slaloms. This is going to show the side-to-side action. It's kind of going to mimic the movements that you'll see whenever you're driving down the road normally. Now we'll have the alternating speed bumps. This is going to be more so like the uneven roads and some of that uneven terrain you might be traveling on, and see how it holds up.